Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today we are going to talk about Oblivion song by Robert Kirkman. Now, this is a new comic I highly recommend, and if you haven't heard about it yet, you have 6 issues to catch up on. Issue number 7 is releasing soon, so you'll have 7 most likely. But if you haven't heard about it, what is it? Oblivion song is the story about an area in Philly. 30 square miles get transposed into another dimension. In the blink of an eye, all of a sudden, something happens, and 30 square miles turns into what is similar to the Upside Down in the Stranger Things. So you got this alien dimension, and this guy, Nathan Cole, 10 years have passed since that happens, and Nathan Cole has been looking for survivors in what's called the Oblivion. Now, what I really love is this Oblivion has this alien growth and organisms and creatures. And you know, in our world, well, you know, when you're standing out in the woods, you hear bugs and creatures and stuff like that. Well, in this alien dimension, if there's no monsters chasing you and it's quiet enough, you hear this beautiful sound in the nighttime, and they call it the Oblivion song. I freaking love that. Anyhow, so he hunts people down in the Oblivion, and he zaps them back. I don't know if he zaps them back to the real world, and he works for a government branch that is running out of funding, and he is searching for his brother. There's a couple things I really do enjoy. I do love the art. One little criticism is I'm huge on monsters, and I love details on monsters. Some of these monsters are cool in some aspects, but a little too plain for my personal taste. I love this. This guy looks like see how he's in the monster's mouth, and then he zaps back to the other dimension. And you can only do that once. You got to either hit his belt or you get stuck with his dart. He sticks himself with his dart because his belt is broke. Anyway, I like this monster because it's like a mix of alien. See the purple? It actually comes out of his mouth like an alien jaw, you know? And he has these teeth that kind of look like predator mandibles on the bottom, not the top. I think there's another image of him up here you can see. Yeah, like that. But yeah, right here. Here's a good image. See that? So in one aspect, I really dig that right here. But in another way, a lot of it's just kind of plain. It's missing some details, which is purposefully done. But I think that's going to be a personal taste. I like monsters, like a little predator, man. Very detailed, extremely detailed, every little inch of them. So these less detailed, blobbier monsters, not all that thrilled about. So I'm hoping later on we get a little more detailed. We get some other creatures like these little frog lizard type thing. But anyway, so while this guy is in the Oblivion, this pretty much just covers what he's doing. He pulled people out. You hear news stories and stuff. This is cool. They have a monument for all the people that got lost in the Oblivion, and when he rescues people, he scratches their names out. I love that aspect. Like I said, I love the idea of the title, the Oblivion song. One other thing I love absolutely is this. When he goes to the Oblivion, you see this area, and you can't even tell, but that's him right there. You scroll down, this big creature is going past, and then you can get a better look at him there. And he comes out from his cape, and his cape has this growth on it, and that keeps him hidden. It's like camouflage. It's actually kind of like Walker Guts in The Walking Dead, how the zombies won't attack you. It's real similar. And you know what? The family dynamic is similar too. In The Walking Dead, Rick is hunting down his wife and son. Not hunting down, but he's searching for his wife and son. In this, he's searching for his brother. So that's the story. He's really obsessed about searching the Oblivion, looking for his brother. Some really cool artwork with some monsters here. Him with his gas mask. I love the design. That's another thing. With the medic symbol here especially, I love how that looks. But this is neat too. He takes a mold of the teeth to test the dentals to see if that's his brother. And we pretty much end with finding out about his group. So if you already read about this, you know that's his brother. So it kind of shows that he is out there in the Oblivion. See this stuff growing on there. coat and clothes and stuff. Really cool. In the back, you get sketches, and they talk, the artist talks about how they came up with the designs and stuff. And again, I do like that design. So that's issue 1. Really neat. Definitely cool. Issue 2 explores a lot more of the backstory. We're going to buzz through issue 2 because, like I said, it is interesting. The backstory, especially the first good chunk, he talks to the people he rescued, and they cover a lot of backstory about what happened in the Oblivion, but also what happened in the world when that happened, like the hero cop here, and they go over a bunch of different things, and we cover some characters and their backstories, some of it, and who they're involved with currently in this story, and then we go back to the Oblivion, where this guy creeped me out eating his damn sandwich in his contaminated ass alien world. I don't know what that was all about. But you got this weird looking creature here. And some of the creatures are definitely cool, man. I like it. It's just I want some that are a little more detailed, you know? Like definitely some cool monsters. So anyway, this guy runs into, the big cliffhanger here is he actually runs into this dude named Keith. And Keith leads us to issue 3. Actually, that pops when you put a light on it. But some of these covers, the art gets lost because there's so much going on, but again, that's done on purpose. So he has this conversation with Keith, and he wants to zap Keith back to the real world, and it doesn't go well because Keith thinks he's trying to hurt him, so he zaps back. Keith tries to shoot him. Look at that. Just in time. And then Keith ends up taking his dart that he had, and he takes it to his brother in the Oblivion. He takes it to Nathan's brothers and his people. So that's what ties them a little bit to the story together. And it covers some of his backstory and what they're doing. We're going to skip some. This was definitely pretty cool. So Keith goes looking for people, and he finds them. It's Nathan's brother's people right here. That's his girlfriend. And hands them the thing, and that leads us right into issue 4. With a nice little cover of where we just were with Keith and them. It's like the entranceway into their community or village or something. Anyhow, so this is neat. I didn't even see that before. Is she missing a leg? I don't think she is, but that damn sure looks like she's missing a foot. Is that real? Or, wait, am I seeing shit? I'm only saying that because before I think they show her with 2 legs. Okay, no, she definitely is missing a foot. Okay, let's see what happens here. So, and yeah, I did think that was a dude at first. Straight up, especially some of these images. Some afterwards, now I see a little feminine likeness in some of the looks, but you can't really blame me. She looks like a big muscular dude, which I really don't care about. In this climate, I know some people might say something. We'll get to that in a second, but you got these beasts, look like gorillas, and how they're hanging on these vines. So Keith runs away, but this is fine. They're looking for the Nathan Cole now. They're on the hunt for him. So he's having problems. He's trying to fix this device. Nathan Cole has this device, and we don't know what it is. We find out about it in issue 6. But Nathan wants to go back in to search for Keith, that black dude he found. So he shows up where he last left off, except for he runs into, again, look at these monsters. Look at these alien dog things with tentacles. See, I love that design, but again, I want a little more detail. Like, are there little teeth under the tentacles, or like just what is it, you know? I don't know. So he falls down and runs into the people who are looking for him. So they beat his ass somewhat, and that ends with the cliffhanger that I actually really like here. She's like, wait a minute, are you Edward's brother, Nathan? And he's like, yes, that's me. Which takes us right into issue 5, which now we get to somewhere really cool. They take him all the way through. The government's also shutting down his stuff. So they take him to this town in the Oblivion. The town that is run by his brother, Edward. So he finally gets to meet his brother. Some of the artwork, it's really cool there. And she meets his son. Like I said before, I really personally don't care. This female definitely looks like a dude. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of shit going on in the comic industry. I think there's a lot of gross shit. I think both sides need a kick in the ass, and we should just make some good, you know, comics, and that's all I care about, making good comics. And anyhow, yeah, you will see people who go, oh, look at this, whoop-de-whoop. I don't care. There's women that look just like this. Where I do care is where you want to say, let's draw every single woman in our comic for whatever reason to look like this. That's ridiculous and asinine. Let's get variety. You know, you can have some that look like princesses. You can have some that are 90 pounds soaking wet. You can have some that are 900 pounds. I don't care as long as you change it up. So there's women that look all types of different all throughout this comic. So I really don't care if there's a chick that looks like a dude. I know that comes up in conversations sometime, but when she takes the gear off, she does look pretty. So it might be just the gear and how she's not smiling at all. She's a little rough. So he runs into his brother. There we go. We get the reunion finally in issue 5. At least Kirkman didn't hold off too long, but his brother doesn't want to leave. He's like, dude, this is my city. My life is the bomb here. It's way better than before. They get attacked by this creature, but they hold the creature off. And basically, Nathan talks his brother into leaving, and the government finds what he was working on. They call it a bomb, and that's where they leave it off, which I thought that was kind of dumb, because you don't look at this and go right away, oh, that's a bomb. I mean, it could be a number of different things. So for the government guy to just be like, yeah, that's a bomb, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about him. Anyway, Oblivion Song, issue number 6. Nathan wants, I like this cover actually, I really do. He wants his brother to come with him. His brother's girlfriend is not having any of it. Yeah, that's her right there. Do we see her with 2 legs? No, I guess we can't tell. Nope, they kept it right. They kept it right. She's only got 1 leg. Okay, I missed that completely. Anyway, yeah, like when she's smiling and stuff, you can kind of, well, not there. It looks like a dude there, but you can kind of see that. Anyway, so Nathan talks his brother into coming back and seeing the world, and then returning in a week and telling all his people about it and giving them the option. See what I mean? In some images, she's a little more feminine. Or maybe that's just, they're just me, I don't know. So he brings his brother back and immediately gets scooped up by the government. And he tells his girlfriend, I was responsible for it all. It was me. It's all my fault. I created a machine that started or caused the Oblivion rip in the dimensions. It's all his fault. So I don't know if that's something where it is or it's misleading, but I'm going to take it at face value for now. I think that's really cool. But this isn't the big moment. The big moment is the black dude he ran into, the guy who had the dart, the guy who, I didn't mention this before, but the other people wanted him dead because he killed his family. And he said he didn't do it. It was the faceless men. One little throwaway line, and this is the part I love, and this is what I think really gives this story a lot of potential to be something big from this point on. It's already cool. I like the story from here. I gave it a recommend before, and I'm giving it a high recommend now. But then when you turn the page, someone shows up, gets his gun ready, and he's like, oh shit, faceless men. And there they are. Bam! I think whatever happens out of this could be a whole new, new and different types of animals and creatures. And these faceless men, either they live in this dimension, which I find that hard to believe since the people have been in the dimension for 10 years. This didn't just happen. So people living in this, Nathan's brother, he's been living here with his people for 10 years and they never ran into the faceless men until now. So this might be even bigger, where they are from another dimension as well. And they just maybe found a portal, or they just learned how to come back and forth, or they were living in the one part of the Oblivion for a little bit, and they just decided to move out, let's say like a year or 2 ago, to move out of the city and into the wild of the Oblivion. Maybe there's a lot more to the Oblivion than we realize, and that's where they were. And they just ran into each other, even though they've been there for 10 years. But I think these guys, I'm hoping they're not just regular people in outfits, because that would be like, oh, really? But they look pretty cool, man. I cannot wait to see where this story goes from here. This is friggin' awesome. So, like I said, I'm giving this story a high recommend. I wanted to do kind of like a skim through of the 6 issues, but also a mini review to get you guys interested, because I would love to get a couple people on this channel interested into a number of different comics so we can go back and do some more of our comic videos. Maybe not reviewing this particular comic every month, but maybe doing a monthly video just discussing some of the comic pickups and also some of the stories, because I would love to also find out about really cool stories. I have an order in for Alterna Comics. That is an independent comic publishing company. I saw on Twitter they were taking a lot of heat from comic pros, and me being on the outside looking at it, I was like, what are you guys doing? This poor bastard. So I said, screw it, I'm going to support him. And I bought a couple complete sets. I bought the Creators, I bought the Trespasser, and Mother Russia. It's a zombie story. When those get here from Alterna Comics, I'll do a review on it. Also, my comic Doomsday Kingdom, we have a few limited quantities on the website, doomsdaykingdom.com. Signed copies of issue number 1 first print. We got second prints available with a variant cover. We got day and night variants of issue number 1, as well as issue number 2. And boom, issue number 3 is on its way. Any day now, that update is coming. So, thoughts and opinions about Oblivion Song. Do you read it? What do you think about it? And will you continue reading this story? I was wondering what that was. The covers are flipped backwards. Anyhow, do you read Oblivion Song, and what's your thoughts and opinions about it? I'm digging this. My 3 favorite Kirkman comics right now. Kirkman comics, that has a ring to it. My 3 favorite are The Walking Dead, Oblivion Song, and Die, Die, Die. I love Die, Die, Die right here. This is one of my single most favorite comic books. I just called my comic shop today, and I said, put another copy in my pull bag. Just because I bent this one a little, and I read this one like 6 times. I don't know what it is about this particular issue. Man, the story, the characters, the color, it pops, baby. So that's another high recommend. Go check that out. If you don't, you're a loser. Anyway, thoughts and opinions about Oblivion Song, check that out.